My name is Rachel, and I read The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. This book is about a girl named Star Carter who recently went through a traumatizing event where she witnessed one of her old friends get killed by a police officer. And she basically watched him die right in front of her. And he was unarmed, and it was just she, like anyone else, wouldn't didn't know what to think, what to do about the situation. And that whole event kind of blew up on social media since he was unarmed and there was seemingly no reason that he should have been shot. And I feel like that's just a very common scenario lately, which I'll talk about later. But the thing about Star Carter is that she grew up in the projects, yet she goes to school in a primarily white suburban private school, so she feels like there's a bit of a disconnect between how she needs to act around her school friends and then how she needs to act around people in her neighborhood. And that plays a big role in how she feels about the whole social media situation. She feels like she shouldn't speak out because she thinks that her friends from school are going to look at her a different way, but then at the same time, she feels like if she doesn't speak out, she's letting down her friend who was murdered by this person. And it just kind of just plays out in such a really interesting and important way, I guess, is the only way that I can put it. But overall, this book was so good, and I was reading it on campus one day, which was a big mistake because I started crying on campus, but it's fine. And I just think it's so important to have this kind of book that answers so many questions that so many people probably have about things like the Black Lives Matter movement or all of these things about police brutality. And it's just such an important book that gives you such a perspective that I didn't even know that I would be able to see. And it just answered so many questions that I had. And I think it was just such a good book overall. And I hope that a lot of people that read this can feel the same way. And I just think it's such an important topic because I'm a very strong advocate for equitable resources and opportunities for everyone. And this book really shows how things really are and how things need to change. So, yeah, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. 10 out of 10 would recommend to anybody.